Hi! Welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. My name's Carrie and I'm writing a sci-fi. And in keeping with tradition, because this is something that I did basically a year ago, everything is the best in the fall. That is my favorite season, and so to honor that season among other things, I have a video where I'm going to talk about what we're planning on accomplishing the fall of 2026. I sat down and I set the runway for the fall. It's a special time of year. I like it. So it's just time to get excited, okay? Oh, another reason why we make plans in the fall is because the fall is also when National Novel Writing Month takes place in November. And I know that NaNoWriMo is not what we call it now, but the sentiment, the tradition is still there where you try to write 50,000 words of a novel in the month of November, which is arguably one of the hardest months to try to achieve something like that, given Thanksgiving is in the middle of there. And so there's a lot of traveling that ends up happening in the month of November, and it's just a difficult month. November and December are both difficult months to even try to achieve such a thing. But I think last year I achieved this ish. I think I was just shy of 50,000 words. I honestly would have to go back and check, but it was like a semi-success. I know that I had to push my 50,000 words goal into December, and I know I hit that in December. I don't know where I was actually at in November. You could actually go back and see because I vlogged it. Like every month that goes by, I feel that I am more and more capable of achieving such a lofty goal, 50,000 words in 31 days, 30 days. I don't know, it's one of those things I feel like habit and practice makes you able to do such a thing. And the more I am in habit and the more I'm in practice, the more I feel like, okay, I could totally do that. That's coming up, but you know, such a thing requires preparation. Yeah, you don't just wake up one day unless you're like real special. Like I once was in high school. You don't just wake up one day and crank out a novel with no real preparation or forethought. I mean, you don't just go from spark of idea to book. And if you do, know that that's a lightning in a bottle kind of experience, and you should treasure that little special ability that you have and brag about it because that's unique. But for me specifically, especially where I'm at in my writing journey, to use kind of a cliche term, I cannot just wake up one day and crank out a novel. I need to outline, I need to think, I have to think character arc, I have to think larger plot and theme, and that takes some brain work for me before I even start to draft. That's the long freaking introduction. Welcome to the video. What are we going to do this fall? So I'm going to break this up into a similar way that I have before, where I do like more general goals, more a general kind of everyday, not specific to the fall, just something that I want to continue to keep up throughout the year goal. And then I will go into specific kind of month by month milestone where I want to be. And this shouldn't take very long. So we're going to start with walk out in nature almost every day as a general everyday goal. Now this is going to kind of start this fall. We have a heat advisory today. You can't tell. I look festive. We do have a heat advisory today. And so, you know, probably working out outside or going for a jog or a long walk is not optimal right now. My husband and I feel that both of our jobs keep us in kind of a concrete box, tend to feel a little bit like a caged animal at times, and we just want to make more of an effort to go outside and touch grass. It's something that we have both spoken about, and it's just one of those little things that will hopefully improve our health, our mental health, and just take the time to enjoy God's beautiful creation instead of wallowing in our own self-pity and metastasizing to the couch. The next thing I want to keep up with is either writing every day or writing 1,000 words every day. The main goal here being you sit down, you open the document every day. This is the most transformative goal that I've ever had. We're going on year 2 of keeping up this habit, and it has changed the way I approach writing. It has changed my writing in terms of improvement. It has changed my mindset in terms of like how serious I take myself, how serious I take this hobby, how serious I take my stories and my ability to create something that's worth reading. If I could give any advice to anyone who wants to write a book someday, start now and just start by writing a little bit every day. You show up for the document, you show up for your story every day. And the improvement is one of those things where it feels just like a plateau, but it is a very slow incline that over time it adds up. I can't overstate it. I think it is one of the most important practices that a writer can keep up, is actually writing every day. I love a good wooden wick candle. Listen to this guy. It sounds like he's farting. A new goal arriving on the docket of this new life I've created for myself. My, what a difference a year makes, is I'm going to continue to try and post at least 2 videos a month. I've mentioned before in a vlog that I would like to maybe pump out some more content, some different content, more than twice a month, closer together at whatever. And I maintain that. I would like to do that. But I think the main baseline goal is to at least post 1 video every 2 weeks. And that is sustainable for me right now. And I think if I set that as something that I want to do to be consistent, I can continue that. That is the goal. That is my promise to you, the viewer, the subscriber. 2 videos a month. 2 alms for the poor. That is my goal. That is the service I am offering, and I hope that I am able to achieve it. I'm sure that I will be able to, but also I'm going to try and post some videos more often because I enjoy making videos. I enjoy posting. I enjoy interacting with people in the comment section. I enjoy hearing what you guys think and how your writing projects are going, and I feel like I would get more of that engagement if I had more videos in which to engage with. So we're ready for the month breakdown, the monthly plan, okay? This is where things get really lofty and dicey. Imagine a house of cards. If you miss one, the whole thing falls. If you have anxiety, it's perfect for you. Actually, I think it does help me, who I'm prone to worry. Having a clear game plan, knowing where I'm going, is actually really helpful. It's a support system is what it's supposed to be, instead of a list of ways that Carrie can fail this fall. So it's kind of a mindset switch, but I mean, like, I feel way more discombobulated without these kinds of goals than I do with them. So August and September, we are polishing draft 2 of the sci-fi book. Yay! Why would you polish a draft 2? Well, there are errors and things that I already see that I know I can fix. Like, just the learning process of writing draft 2 has taught me enough that I feel like I can go back through and improve it already, make it better for a draft 3. This might also limit. Can we not do that right now? I always thought it was so funny when YouTubers would like hear a sound off camera that I wouldn't hear, and I'd be like, that's so funny. And now I'm like, no, that's genuinely annoying. Could you stop living your life so that I can make my little video, please? You can probably still hear him a little bit, but it's far enough away that it's not so oppressive. Okay, yeah, wherever I was in that train of thought, I just know I can fix some things and make it better and hopefully limit the amount of rewriting I need to do for a draft 3. I would like to not completely overhaul 50% of the book, which is possible, and there's no failure in that. I would just like to limit that. Future me might appreciate it. Normally, I just don't fix anything and let future Carrie deal with it. But in this case, I feel that I can, and so I will, and future Carrie will maybe appreciate it. But also reason 2 is that I do have some betas that I would like to look over the draft. And given feedback that I've received in the past, I want to make those adjustments because I don't want feedback on the same stuff. Does that make sense? And I feel that if I just release this draft into the wild as it is, I'm going to get a lot of the same notes and things, and I would like to actually attempt to fix the problems and see if they actually fix, if my fixes are fixes or if it's just different. The plan is growth and improvement, and I feel that this is the best way to get growth and improvement. I'm glad that March Carrie decided to sit on that and wait for the perfect time. I can't believe I tried to get beta readers in March. October. This is the one where I feel failure will occur, is my October, also known as Preptober. I'm going to try and outline book 3. And here's where I feel that failure will happen, is because I want a more in-depth outline. What I have learned is that it is not greatly helpful for me to get to a point in my outline where the only plan is something here needs to happen between this character, and that's it. That's the only information I have on that sticky note or on that bullet point. Probably noticed that most of the time before I wrote a chapter, I was going back through to outline, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that my outline for Act 3 was really bare bones. I didn't have a lot of full scenes. I didn't have a lot of full ideas, and because of that, the chapters from Draft 1 that I ended up with were not as strong. And so I had to go back and revamp it, and I would like to spare myself yet again and improve in this way. My fear is that it will take too long, that I won't be able to start drafting book 3 in November, which segue, November, it is 50,000 word challenge month. As I've already alluded to, my success with 50,000 word challenge month has a lot to do with the strength of my outline, because I can push through writer's block if I know what I'm supposed to write. I don't have to be inspired to write a scene or a chapter that I already have a plan for. If I have a plan for it, I can write it badly and then go back and fix it. But if I don't have anything, I can't do that. Or it's very difficult to do that. The likelihood that I end up writing a bunk chapter that I end up scrapping goes up. So well thought out outline will help me succeed my 50,000 word challenge for November. We're going to try to keep it to November. Plan is to actually write 50,000 words in November. It's take 2. We're going to try it again. And I think we can do it. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be vlogged. You'll know when I know. That leaves us with December kind of hanging in the air. Who knows what I do with December, but likely I will still be drafting book 3. And December is winter. So that little guy lives in a different goals video, but likely I'll just be drafting. And that kind of leaves me up to the end of the year, which is crazy. Yeah, I have a plan for the rest of 2026. We're finishing strong, guys. Some other micro goals that I want to make time for, but that are, who knows what I have time for, truly. I want to try a lot more new things and take more risks. I had a clip that I ended up having to scrap about me talking about this, and it's just the audio was so bad. But I was going to talk about it in a vlog where I want to bet on myself just a little bit more, believe that I'm capable of doing more than I think I am. It's a little bit of like fake it till you make it, but it's also like, I'm not an idiot. I can be, but I'm not. That's not my identity. My identity is not dumb, stupid person who can't do anything. I want to try new things and try things that move me towards making this more of a career. And that's risky. It's kind of scary to put yourself out there like that in the first place. I mean, it's scary enough to be on the internet talking about anything at all. You know, some of the most successful authors that I really admire, they do both. They are both the creative and the business person. They are both the entrepreneur and the writer. And I feel that I need to cultivate more of my entrepreneurial side. And that requires risk and it requires trusting yourself. And like I said, I'm prone to worry and I don't have a lot of faith in myself. So I'm going to do little things to improve that. And I would also like to write another short story. My first short story ever, Ducky, was so much fun. And I would just like to continue to learn how to write short stories and come up with something different and new to write, just to scratch the itch. And that is it. That is the plan for fall. You will know how well it goes when I do. My failures and successes will be documented. So this is great. That is the plan. I've been noodling with these ideas pretty much all summer. I've kind of spitballed a few things here and there. So some of this stuff, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably have heard a lot of this already. But this is canon. This is the plan. Okay. And so if Carrie gets any bright ideas, hopefully she will come back to this video where I'll smack her around a good bit. Okay. And say, no. This is the plan. Stick to the plan. Why do we need to stick to the plan? Well, because the plan should work if you stick to the plan, okay? Like, if something crazy happens, like, we'll make adjustments. But I think the plan right now is good. I like it. I want it to happen. So, gonna be another wild and exciting fall with Carrie Writes. If you're interested in any of those endeavors that I'm planning on taking on, they will be vlogged. They will be documented for your viewing pleasure. So if any of those things sound exciting to you, subscribe because you will see them. Let me know what your goals for the fall are. What are we doing in the year of our Lord 2026? What is the new challenge? Okay. Do we have any new challenges? Are we upgrading NaNoWriMo? What are we doing? What are we doing this fall? Because I would love to hop on a challenge train with you lovely, lovely people. Happy writing, guys. Happy fall. This is your reminder to document your wins. Okay. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next one.